Welcome, all friends, old and new. We're so thrilled to have you along with us in our journey of the world of Magic the Gathering. You're watching / listening to the Cozy Magic Podcast, the coziest magic podcast around. Did that sound really cheesy?
No, it sounds great.
No, it's
I love it.
cozy. I'm one of your hosts, and I'm holding up two Blue Mana, Nigel.
And I'm another one of your hosts, Ruby, with a turn 1 Soul Ring.
And it's happened before. Now, hopefully you'll see it in the future too. Do I spoil a little bit? Like,
No.
No, not at all. You'll see
You'll
it when
have
it
to
comes
find
out.
out.
But no, I'm very excited for people to watch the show that, you know.
Oh,
you
yeah.
and-
So there will be a...
you can talk a little bit about what it is.
there'll be a 4-player commander show for Cozy Magic Club coming up very soon.
Yeah, with our two good friends.
Yeah.
But and people have asked me online, like, which commander did you play? I'm like,
Yeah, you have to watch and find out.
you gotta stay tuned. But what's going on outside the world of Magic?
Outside
a lot, I'm sure.
a
It's been
lot.
like a really busy
It
past
has.
couple of weeks.
Yeah. So we raised money for Game on Cancer.
Yes.
And we hit $2,000 for that. So it was
Fantastic.
fantastic. A lot of really good people, generous people donating, and we gave away some cards given to us by Wizards as well, like whole boxes.
So what were the prizes? Do you remember?
Mine specifically were 2 set booster boxes of Outlaws of Thunder Junction and 2 random pre-con decks from Outlaws as well.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so huge. And
Yeah.
it was like, all you had to do was donate $20 and you go on the
onto
the running. Yeah.
It's kind of like some places will have donate and get a car. Donate blah blah blah. You know, I mean, it'd be nice to get a car, but if you've got like multiple like prizes to give away of Magic, like that sounds great. Great cause as well. You already sent the past episodes, so if you were watching and if you were part of both of Ruby's streams and you donated, thank you so much on behalf of everyone in humanity. Really,
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah. But what is going on? I mean, apart from
Yeah. So tomorrow as well, big
Yeah.
day. This will be live by the time it's out, but
Yeah.
I'm hosting my first draft.
you're hosting it, okay?
Yeah, so I've got a bit of studying up to do,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a ladies and ladies draft.
Okay, very nice.
I'm
very
really
nice.
excited. Wizards sent us the cards as well for that.
Thank you, Wizards.
Thank you, Wizards. And I'll do
Wonderful.
the timing and the
Yeah.
organizing, and I'll have little cheat sheets for people.
So you're gonna be playing, or
We'll see. It
Yeah.
depends on numbers because we need an even number,
Yeah, true,
obviously.
true.
So we're looking at I think there's nearly 2 full pods to 2 full 8,
there's
drafts.
16 people coming to
Yeah.
your. Wow.
Well,
okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
And then like 1 or 2 people will be like, oh, maybe, and then they'll come.
It
Yeah,
always
yeah.
happens with events.
It always happens. Yeah.
But that'll be super cool. I'll get some snacks and stuff.
You gotta have snacks. You know?
Of course, yeah, 100%.
Pour that warm Red Bull into the into cups.
But it'll be a lot of people's very first
First time.
draft, so I'm feeling emotional about it. I think it's gonna be very special.
But I mean, like that's the whole ethos of the Cozy Magic Club and the Cozy Magic Podcast, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
getting people into Magic where you wouldn't normally necessarily have that avenue.
Yeah.
You know.
Make sure they feel comfortable. It's very I made sure everyone knew as well.
Yep.
We're all kind of on the same skill level, and it's just a very safe fun,
space.
easy introduction
Yeah.
to drafting.
Heck yeah. And again, like, speaking as a male, like it can be overwhelming sometimes and you can feel a little bit like laid back. So it's fantastic that someone's actually like you are taking charge to go and take that initiative. So awesome
No,
stuff.
thank you.
Yeah.
What's new with you?
So
Yeah.
it's a card game, but it's not Magic. But it's not another TCG. It's not another trading card game. I'm actually picking up Slay the Spire again. So Slay the Spire is it's a roguelike deck builder.
Yeah.
That you can pop some images up there, Casa. But basically, like you play as someone that's climbing up a tower and going to slay like a beating heart.
Aspire.
Yes, well, there you go. And then there's like 4 different classes that you can play as. And they all have like different combos and things you can do.
Oh,
and
cool.
like, it's very, I like to play it like just before I go to sleep. Like people will do the Sudoku before they go to sleep, do crosswords or Wordle, mass. But I'll just do like 1 or 2 levels just to like see if I can sequence everything right. Like a little
Nice.
puzzle.
So it's an easy pick up, put down kind of game.
Sort of. And there's no like, it's not like time restricted or time based, so it's like you can take your times with the turns and things like that. But no, Slay the Spire, that's what I'm on at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did start a card. It's a deck building game on Steam too.
That's also what Slay the Spire is like, deck building.
It's deck building. So
Similar.
how do you get cards and things?
Okay, so like when you go to a level and then like you beat all the enemies there, it'll be like 3 cards. You can pick one of them to add to your deck, and then you can.
Cool.
And you go to like shops and you spend some money to remove cards from the decks that are like less good. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm surprised at all that we have both started deck building games in our spare time, because I started Inscription.
Okay, is that like a similar thing?
Yeah, it's a roguelite. It's a deck building roguelite.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like really creepy. It's like a real creepy one. And when you win, you get it's like you get teeth. It's really it sounds insane to say it like that.
Elish Norn would love that.
It's really fun. It's got some little escape roomy puzzles to it too.
Oh.
So like it's like you step away from the table in the game and you can walk around and do little puzzles in the room. It's really cool and creepy. Yes.
Yeah. But I like how you mentioned that like we're both like, this is a Magic podcast, obviously. But like, what do we do in spare time? When it's not Magic, just other card games, other deck builders.
More deck building stuff, of course.
Speaking of cards, I think it's time.
You're gonna crack the pack of the day?
All right, what did I have in my pocket, which I already knew? It's a mummy pack. It's March of the Machine. It's Mum. It's a draft, just a draft
pack.
booster. Yeah, it's a mum, not mummy, I suppose.
Mom.
But there could be a Shieldred in there. It could be an Elish Norn in there too.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Let's go. Is it a draft?
It's a draft one.
Yeah,
before, it's like 2-3 sets before play boosters came out. So might not be super exciting, but let us see, because I know these ones. I'm rid of that.
I'm excited.
You're excited already. Ichor Drinker, Searing Barb, Farah's Dispersal, Serpent Blade Assailant, Sunder the Gateway, Aerial Boost, Mirrored and Avenged. So those are all the commons. I'll pass that to you again.
Thank you.
Take a quick look at that. Mutagen Connoisseur. It's a green-blue card. Corruption of Tawashi. Incubate card. Pyretic Prankster, which flips. The battle card is Invasion of Belanon. So that's the one that flips. And the rare is... it's Chrome Host Sea Shark. It's the Phyrexian Shark.
Oh,
that's actually a good card. All right, you know what? Happy with that. The other card was Jury Master of the Review. So that's...
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, it's a Rakdos card.
Yeah, that looks cool. Let me look at that.
Take a look at that. She needs to look at it. And
whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
The shark's good. I'm happy with the shark. So yeah.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Good pack. Okay. Well, that was good.
That was good. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that.
We're making our way through like different sets for the packs as well. For the next one, I've got a different pack that we haven't opened yet.
You have to tune in to find out.
Find out next time.
But today, what we're actually talking about is the set that if everything goes right, it's releasing set A. It's Modern Horizons 3.
Modern Horizons 3.
Eldrazi. Yeah. I know you're not a big fan of the creepy crawly.
No, I think they're yucky. I think Eldrazi are yucky boys.
They think that you're good fun though, and they just want to come in.
Nah.
Give you
too many tentacles. Put them back.
We're actually doing, and again, this will be done by the time this goes to air. But we're doing like a sponsor stream, so maybe we'll put some.
So we've both got early access.
Early access, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, sorry. All the words are being mixed up. I need
Nigel the future.
But you say what's going on.
Yeah, no. So Nigel and I both have early access on Arena to Modern Horizons.
That's the one.
So we'll be doing drafting, and I think mainly drafting for me. I'm going to use it as a big practice.
I was going to say I was going to do a lot of drafting as well, like maybe 1 or 2 sealed if I can afford it with my gems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to see what I got. It's wild cards as well, right? That you need.
Do I want to use? Because the thing with Modern Horizons is that you can't. They don't go into standard. So I mainly stand on an arena. So I don't know if I want to use a lot of wild cards. Yeah, that's the thing.
And I have a standard tournament coming up that I need my cards for. So I'm going to play mono red again. Surprise, surprise. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm going to play...
Don't say it.
Something else.
Yeah, because like opponents won't know.
I'm going to play it. Yeah. Though I think it could be pretty obvious. I had a really good time with mono red last time. So I'm going to tweak that. It's going to be similar. Red something. Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah, look, there's a lot of cards in Modern Horizons 3 to be like super, super excited about. So what I thought I'd do is break it down into 4 different types of card categories today. The cards that we are excited for Commander, because we love the Commander format. The cards that are good for Modern, which again, I don't really play a lot. I know you don't play a lot too, but it's good to sort of play.
I don't know if I've ever played Modern.
I've never played Modern. Yeah. But good to sort of talk through some of the cool cards there because they might be applicable for Commander as well. There's also the third category, which is cards that are good during the limited. So when you're drafting or during your seal. So if you go to your local game store or buy a box and go home with your friends and draft or do a seal, some cards to look out for in every color as well as just one multicolored card. And also I've got the fourth category, which is weird cards, wacky cards, like interesting cards that I think are really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll sort of go from there. And I've also got a quiz for you, so we'll get there a little bit later.
That's not gonna go
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Well, by the time, this is gonna go live, and then I'm going to have a sponsored stream.
True.
Where I play the Commander with the Commander deck.
And you don't know what deck it is yet.
I don't know what deck it is.
Do you know the 4 decks though? And do you sort of know? Going in blind.
I'm
is just
going
like,
in blind.
Let's go.
It's one of my favorite things to do, especially because then I don't get my hopes up. I don't get attached to a deck that I'm not gonna get.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
Before we get into this, if you can, because we're going through and talking about a lot of cards, there'll be a lot of card images. We'll do our best to sort of say, what the card does, what the name of the card is. But if you can view this on YouTube or any, wherever you get your video podcast, mostly YouTube for now.
YouTube.
I would encourage you to do so because it just makes sense visually. Yeah. Cool. So want a couple cards that we're going to talk about for Modern Horizons 3. One of them is called Metastatic. How do you pronounce this? Metastatic Holy crap. Metastatic Evangel. Yes? Does that sound about right?
Ding, ding, ding.
It is a 1 and a white for a 3/1 Phyrexian human cleric.
Cool.
It says, whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. 2 mana, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. That is so easily triggerable. And it's just, Phyrexian decks will love this, right? I think this goes straight into an Atraxa deck straight away.
Oh, yeah.
Or any deck with Planeswalkers, right? Because if I've got Planeswalker...
Just proliferate, add to that, baby.
If there's a Rads deck that has white in it, you got Rad.
Well, imagine poison.
There you go. There you go. Exactly.
I want to make a yucky poison deck, so that one can go right in
right into it. There you go. And it's a Phyrexian as well, so it fits typely.
Toxic. Let's go. Sorry,
No.
Toxic.
It's No.
All right.
This card, the next card we're going to talk about, actually, one of our friends in our Discord actually talked about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yep. It's Shield. Oh my goodness. It's killing me with all the card names.
It's Gengar.
Shield Gengar. It's like a
Shield Gengar.
Ghost poison type.
Syra
Famine is a 3/black for a 6/6 legendary creature elder demon. So it can be
such a daddy. Just saying. Sorry.
I was gonna say it can be your commander, but it can be your daddy.
It can be your daddy. No one's gonna stop you.
The reason why I think someone put it in the group chat because it looks metal AF.
Yeah.
It's so again. Hopefully you can see this on YouTube, but it is like a demon sitting on a throne,
just lounging.
Of wings. There's wings in the ground, and it says it's flying because it's a demon. It says sacrifice another creature, create a blood token. If you sacrifice an angel this way, create a number of blood tokens equal to its toughness instead. So let's say I had a 4/4 flying vigilance angel token. It sort of comes around. Second, I get 4 blood tokens instead. And it's important for this next part, which is hybrid white-black, hybrid white-black, hybrid white-black. Sacrifice 6 blood tokens. Return each creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Those creatures are vampires in addition to the other types.
And a finality counter.
It means that if this creature would die, exile it instead.
Yeah.
So what you theoretically would do is you would play a bunch of angels in... I'm assuming Shield Gengar is your daddy commander. And then you just play a bunch of angels, attack with them and stuff. What do you...
My brain was just like, when he would die or exile, put him in the daddy zone.
Not the dead zone, the daddy zone. And he's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
but like, yeah, you attack with a bunch of angels, do your stuff with them, sacrifice them, and then bring them all back. Because none of those things say activate as a sorcery. So you could do that anytime at one. So that's, I'm assuming we're going to play with Lord Shilgengar.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy of Famine decks when we go to...
Is he one of the chase cards?
I don't know at the moment. I don't think so. Because again, the set hasn't come out yet. So it hasn't sort of like...
Oh, so you don't know until it's like...
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it at the moment. Again, I could be wrong. But it doesn't look like it's as wanted as like the Eldrazi like Titans.
Yeah. The
we'll see.
yucky boys.
We'll get to the yucky boys, don't you worry. We've also got Jyoti Moag Ancient, which is 2 green and blue. This is actually from the Commander product.
It's cool looking.
It's just like a tree, just like a...
It's an elemental.
It's like an elemental, yeah. It's a 2/4 legendary elemental. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green forest dryland creature token for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. So let's say you cast it 3 times. I hope you don't have to because it even died 3 times, but you create 3 forests. And it says at the beginning of each combat, land creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is Jyoti's power.
Cool.
The reason I'm interested in this one specifically for myself is because I'm creating a lands creatures deck. I've talked about it before, so this is going straight into there. So
that's
very excited for that
deck.
one. Why don't you read this next one? Because I think it's very interesting.
The null elemental blast.
Yeah.
So it's a 1 colorless instant, but it's specifically
colors. So like
colorless.
So it can't be blue, can't be red, can't be anything else. It has to be from like the Soul Ring. It has to be,
or
like a
something that actually generates
mana.
A colorless mana.
Yep, you're right.
So choose 1, counter target multicolored spell or destroy target multicolored permanent. Oh.
Yeah.
So it's
1 mana.
For 1 colorless.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to read the flavor text. Despite my years, I am still but a student of the multiverse. How arrogant to think yourself its master. Wow.
So Ugin is Nicol Bolas's brother, and they're both Elder Dragons.
Elder Dragons.
And Ugin, in the end, I don't know whether this is it, but he traps Nicol Bolas in like a realm with him, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Or something like that. I could be wrong. But like, how powerful is that? Like, you just hold up one mana from a thought vessel.
Counter or destroy.
Yep. I'm gonna play my 8 mana like red, green, white.
Like,
well, actually, you're not.
That's so cheap. That's wild.
A lot of people are thinking this is gonna be really good in obviously Commander, but even some modern decks as well. So I think we'll have to, like, if someone's got just a Soul Ring out, because that taps for 2 colorless, you'd be like, oh dear, I don't really want to play my Commander now.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be very tricky.
Okay.
And it's only 1.
That'll be kind of scary. Okay.
Yeah. But what will be good is if you play a monocolor deck into that. If you're like mono green, it's multicolored. So you're like, okay, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay. So if one of my friends is playing a mono
black deck,
it won't do anything. You won't be able to use it.
It's a dead card. Yeah. So it's good, but it's narrow. It's narrow
limited.
enough that it's not like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And there's one more card here.
We've got a couple. Yeah. Well, there's also
there's a few more cards.
There's a few more cards, but like the other one is like a whole
there's a deck of cards.
Yeah. Strict Serenade, which is an instant. It's just for single blue mana. It counter target artifact, creature, or planeswalker spell. That's pretty broad.
Yeah.
Its controller creates a 2/2 blue bird creature token with flying. So there's actually another card that's like that. This is called Strict Serenade. It creates a bird. There's also another card called Swan Song, which is blue instant counter target enchantment, instant or sorcery. Create a 2/2 blue bird.
Oh, so they go together. They make a complete complete set.
And
kind of.
I'm sure you can show the art here, but if you can see Strict Serenade's diving down that way,
yes,
Swan Song's coming up this way.
Aww.
Yeah, so I thought that's very cute.
That's so nice. I love that.
And again, what they'd also done in Modern Horizons 3, which we've talked about, and you used to call them yucky. I understand why, but they're bringing back Eldrazi. I thought they never would, right? Because they're imprisoned in the moon. Remember, like they're gone.
Yes, actually, somebody gave me a card at the last Mana on Tap.
Yeah,
it was like them being imprisoned On the moon.
Oh, imprisoned in the moon. Isn't it 2 blue enchantment that
yes.
planeswalker creature or something, it becomes a land that taps for colorless?
Yeah, but after listening to the podcast, they gave me the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was really cool.
We have fans, thank you. But they've come out from the moon for Horizon set, apparently.
So they're not imprisoned anymore.
They still are. But Horizons is, again, it's not part of the set story, right? So I can do whatever I want. Yeah. So that's what they've done. So thank you very much for this. I'm a big fan. There's a couple of cards which I'll very quickly mention. Ugin's Binding, which is basically like, what do you call it? Cyclonic Rift. You've heard of Cyclonic Rift before, right? It bounces everything. So it says here, it's an instant, whenever there's a bunch of stuff that it does, but also whenever you cast a colorless spell with mana value 7 or greater, you may exile it from your graveyard. When you do, return each non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. That's Cyclonic Rift.
Yes.
So if it's in your graveyard and you cast like a big Eldrazi, Cyclonic Rift everything. That's just nuts. That's crazy. And there's a bunch of other Eldrazi cards here, but yes, I spoke about my Eldrazi deck before. I'm probably going to build it, and it's not going to be lame anymore, I think.
Yeah, because that was the lame one that didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything anymore.
So you add some of this to it, and it'll finally have some use.
Well, the thing is, like, I had to play with pretty bad Eldrazi cards back in the day because there wasn't, like, some good ones.
Right.
Now, with Modern Horizons 3 coming out, we getting some spice.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I am not looking forward to versing 20 Eldrazi decks on Commander Night.
It'll be like you with whatever deck, and it'll be like 3 different Eldrazi decks.
Eldrazi.
And you're like, not again.
Why?
It's Eldrazi summer.
It's hot Eldrazi summer. Ugh.
Tentacles out for the boys. All right. Well, that's all again, there's plenty of other Commander cards modern cards that are good for Commander. So if there are any that you like, please comment below and tell us what you missed. I can't believe you didn't talk about this one. Well, tell us me about it so I could put it in my decks.
Which one's your favorite yucky boy? Your favorite?
B-O-I, yucky boy.
B-O-I boy.
Cool. So we'll move on to the next category, which is cards we're excited about for Modern. And again, I'm not super excited about Modern because I've never played it. And again, disclaimer, we're not Modern experts.
No. Modern is something that I am, I'd like to try everything in Magic eventually and definitely learn, but I haven't so far.
Yeah.
At all.
Same. Like, again, I've been playing for, a little bit. I just doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Which, again, Magic is for everyone because there's players for Modern, there's Commander, there's Standard, Draft, Pioneer, Timeless, Vintage, Legacy.
So can you explain what Modern is exactly?
Yeah, so Modern is a non-rotating format. I think I touched upon this in the previous episode before, but it's a non-rotating format that starts from a specific set. It's one of the Ravnica sets. I don't know, but Cass will tell me if I'm wrong. But basically, everything that's come up from a standard set since then is playable, and that's always been fine until Modern Horizons, the first one came out. They said, we're going to put these cards straight to Modern. They don't go into Standard. We're going to put them straight for Modern. So they're all pretty high powered.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's just a higher power format, and it doesn't rotate out because the Standard rotates out.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So is there a reason why they didn't put the high... You say it's a high power format.
Yeah.
Why can that not be standard? Why can that not go in standard?
So with Standard, they want to keep it fresh, so it does rotate out. So, when you have a large pool of cards, the possibility for interactions and combos becomes higher.
Oh, right.
Right? So there's more infinite combos because there's so many cards to choose from. And they want Standard to be a little bit more, not low powered, but you need to think a little bit on your feet in a sense because new cards are getting added, sometimes cards are getting taken away.
Yeah.
And there's a different pool of cards. So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's a good question. Yeah. But I think with the release of Modern Horizons 3, they definitely wanted to inject a little bit more life. So in every format that isn't Commander, so like every competitive format, even CDH, there are like tier lists, right? So like we'll say like A tier list means they're like best of the best. You'll see these lists win like competitions.
Okay.
Right. So like for example, mono red would be like A, B, or C. So like if it's an A tier, like good chance to win because like the cards in it are great, right? So you've heard of the format of the mechanic energy?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I played with it a little bit in
where
the Fallout pre-con.
The red,
Madison Lee, Dr. Madison
Lee.
The
red, white, blue one.
I'm not sure. I can't fully remember. I didn't play the deck too much because I also got all the other decks too. I have a couple that I haven't opened yet. So like Caesar and Mothman, I haven't opened yet.
Caesar's so good, by the way.
I think Caesar's really good.
I got beat down by a Caesar deck last night.
I've been beat down by a dog meat deck.
I've been beat down by a Mothman deck.
So Dr. Madison Lee has the energy abilities.
Yeah, it's like tap energy stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, so you didn't really use her for anything. You just used that energy spending.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't all that much, but I do remember when it came out, everyone was saying, like as much as it doesn't feel like it does all that much at the moment, just wait for the next.
Yeah.
Wait for Modern Horizons.
Yeah, because so a little bit of background to energy, like when energy was first released in 2016 in Kaladesh, so that was the one where that's the plane where Chandra's from actually. Yeah. It was continued again in Aether Revolt, which is like the small set after Kaladesh. It was so overpowered. Like it was actually because if you think about Magic, right, you've got lands which you tap for mana, and of course like mana limits how much you can spend on stuff.
Yeah.
Energy was just a separate resource that was just like you could just accumulate.
Yeah.
And you could like put a bunch of energy and just like blast someone out of nowhere, like literally. So it was they basically banned a bunch of cards that made use of energy because it was so high powered. Like Aether works Marvel, so basically you would tap and pay a bunch of energy and you would look at the top X cards of your library or something like that and just put something from that into play.
Yeah, wow.
So they would cheat out like literally an Eldrazi. Like Eldrazi.
Well, so you don't need to spend any money to use energy, right? You just accumulate it a certain way through cards and then you just spend it on things that
it's like a counter
energy.
that's on you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you proliferate, you could proliferate energy as well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
So it was so problematic that like a common card that was called Attune with Aether, it's like a single green mana to like look for a land and get like 2 or 3 energy was banned because that's how good it was.
Yeah.
And there's a card that was called Rogue Refiner, which is uncommon. I think it was like 1 green and blue for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, gain 2 energy, draw a card. It was banned too because that's how good it was.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Having said that, there's no decks with energy in Modern at the moment.
As in already existing before this set?
Yeah, so like you know how there's A, B, C, and D tier lists?
Yeah.
There's not even in D an energy deck.
Wow. Do you think that's going to change?
I think that's what Wizard wants to do.
Yeah.
Right. So they've put in like a bunch of cards. I'll sort of name some of the cards that we've been. I won't talk about all of them, but like Wrath of the Skies, Royal Cartographer, Tune the Narrative, which is draw a card, you gain 2 energy. That's actually
that's a single blue instant.
Yeah. That's
instant
actually
speed.
And you've got 2 energy already that you can use the next turn.
That's wild.
So things like it's obviously it doesn't look like a very exciting card. It doesn't like deal 20 damage to your opponent. But things like that you need 4 of in like a deck to do things.
Yeah.
You know? Volatile Storm Drake looks really good. Primal Prayers, you can cast creature spells with mana value 3 or less by playing just an energy, and you can cast it with flash.
Yeah.
It's nutty.
And the Drake, hexproof from activated and triggered abilities.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
It's 1 in the blue for a 3/2 flying hexproof from a bunch of stuff.
And I'm not really like
It's
a blue enjoyer.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. I just don't usually play.
Don't usually
play blue. It's not really my play style. But I mean,
I would if I cracked that in my
yeah,
pack.
right.
You
That's
know
what I'm
I mean?
saying.
But it really looks like that's what Modern Horizons wants to do is to shake up the game.
Yeah.
Put some energy decks, put some Eldrazi decks in, and that's interesting.
I like the next one.
Yeah. So this has caused a lot of Twitter discourse online.
Really? I haven't even seen it.
Yeah. So it's called
Surprising.
Dreamtide Whale. The art, if you can see it on screen now, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous from Ron Spears. It is a creature whale that is a 7/5 for 3 mana.
Oh, okay.
It does have Vanishing too, which says this creature enters the battlefield with 2 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it, and when the last time counter is removed, sacrifice it. So you're like, okay, it sticks around, not for very long. However, Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, proliferate. Yeah.
I want this card.
Yeah. Think about how good this is in, again, poison decks, energy decks, because you can proliferate energy counters as well.
I think that's what they want it for.
Yeah. And also, it's a 7/5 for 3.
That's wild.
Nutty. Give it trample. Give it flying. And
give it flying. Please no.
A flying death whale. But a lot of people online have been like, this card is too cancer, right? This card's overrated. It's too. But there's some people like, oh, I'm going to break this card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can you Voltron anything? Can you Voltron Dreamtide Whale?
It's a whale. I could put it in my crab deck.
Wait, there's another crab. There's another crab in this.
Oh, we're going to talk about the crab.
I know we are.
We're going to talk about the crab.
This is perfect.
There's also a bunch of cards that's in a cycle. So when I say a cycle, it means like a card, like how do I explain it? There's a bunch of cards that all fit the same theme. So an example of a cycle is, do you remember Commander Masters? There were a bunch of cards that were like, if you control your commander, you can cast this card for free.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a cycle. This is called the flare cycle because it's all flare of something. So the white one's flare of fortitude, blue one's flare of denial, black one's flare of malice, red one's flare of duplication, and the green one is flare of cultivation. So basically, if you may sacrifice a non-token color creature, so if it's white, it'll be white, green will be green, rather than play the spell's mana cost. So it can be a free spell.
So why is the green a sorcery instead of an instant?
Just because that's what the effect is, I guess. Everyone says the green one's the worst one. Everyone says the green one's the worst one.
Well, I mean, yeah, you search for land, right?
So
two
this
basic
one,
land cards.
that's just a ramp one.
Yeah.
The flare, the red one lets you copy an instant or sorcery spell technically for free if you could. That's insane. The black one makes you sacrifice, your opponent sacrifice the highest cost creature planeswalker. That's pretty good too, especially if it's a Voltron deck. Denial counter attack spell. We love that. I mean, I love that. Technically, a free counter spell is very good. Flare of Fortitude says until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. All these could possibly be free. And the green one is like, yeah, I'll ramp.
Yeah, I'll get a couple lands. I guess that's why it's a sorcery, right? Because it's not as if it's affecting really anyone else.
Yeah.
It's just giving you some land.
It's pretty.
Also, speaking of counterspell, I noticed you're not wearing your bracelet today.
No.
So friendship over.
No. Counterspell the friendship
well, you
breaking.
don't have it.
No, it's
counterspell. I end our friendship. Counterspell.
I can't counterspell the friendship. No, I mean counterspell the non-friendship. I don't know. I lose.
I give up.
I lose. Yeah. Alrighty. So that's like, again, some of the cards that we think will make an impact in Modern. Again, we're not Modern experts, but I think Modern players will have a lot to be excited about in this set. So let us know what cards that you think will make an impact of Modern. If you're watching this in the near future where you already got these cards in your hand, let me know if I was right or wrong in my predictions. Yeah.
Oh, for
like whether I thought these were good or not. Yeah. I hope there's an energy deck out there. All right. Before we move on to the next category, I said there was going to be a quiz. So let's begin. I've got my notes over here. Ruby hasn't seen any of these. I'll make it fairly simple for you.
Please do.
But let's just get
simple
through
for
it.
my simple brain.
Yeah, look, we're in Modern Horizons 3 at the moment. I thought, let's see how well you know some facts about some cards from Modern Horizons 1 and 2. All right? They're fairly simple questions. We'll just get straight to them. All right? Esper Sentinel.
Okay.
You've heard the card before?
I have.
Yep, it's a card that shows up a lot in Commander games, right? It says, whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, you draw a card unless that player plays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power.
Okay.
It's a white artifact creature that's a 1/2. So normally, let's say you played that and I played a Solving on my turn. It's a non-creature spell. You would draw a card unless I paid 1.
Right.
So and then you go around the table, you draw lots of cards. My question for you, it's a 50-50 chance. Did this card come out in Modern Horizons 1 or 2?
1. It's immediately wrong.
No, it's correct.
Yeah. Hey!
I'm pretty sure that's right, actually. Hold on.
You said 50-50. Do you not have your answers?
You know what? I actually think I didn't write it down because I thought I would know.
Nigel's now quizzing himself. We're
we're both wrong. It's 2.
Nigel! You said 50. Okay, all right.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I literally said, and I wrote down, no hints. This is too easy. It's basically 50-50.
It's too easy. It's just too easy.
It is Modern Horizons 2. But very, very strong card. You see in a lot of commander tables a lot. So it's good to know that if you didn't. And I mucked up big time. All right, next question. Hogak Arisen Necropolis. Have you ever heard of the term Hogak Summer before?
No.
No. So yes, okay.
Hogak Summer?
Hogak was introduced in Modern Horizons 1, and it was so powerful that they had to ban him very quickly upon release. So Modern Horizons 1 was released in June 14th. It was banned in August 30th. A month and a half later, they were like, this card is too much. See you later, Hogak. And they actually called it Hogak Summer. So if you Google that.
Oh, he was only around for a summer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a 7 mana legendary creature, which is a legendary creature avatar 8/8. You can't spend mana to cast this spell. Already, yes, very weird.
Okay. Yep.
Convoke and Delve. So Convoke means you can tap a creature to help pay for 1 mana of any color.
Yeah.
Delve means you can exile cards from your graveyard to pay for it.
Okay,
right?
cool.
You may cast Hogak from your graveyard.
Yep.
It has trample.
Oh my.
Okay.
What is this card?
So
no wonder why he was banned.
I was just like, oh, okay, it's fine. Let's release this into the community and see what happens. My question for you: what colors are Hogak? Okay. Colors, right? So I'll give you the options.
Right.
Is it black white, black blue, black red, or black green?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I said my first thing was it's definitely black.
Yep.
Necropolis, Delve. What was its first ability again?
You can't spend mana to cast this spell. I Convoke Delve. You may cast it from your graveyard and trample. It's also got graveyard, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, you're telling me? Okay.
No, it's a hint. It's a hint.
It's a hint.
Yeah, you can cast it from the graveyard. Graveyard's black, but also...
What?
Yes, but also...
Red.
No, but also... It's black green. It's black green. It's a very Golgari sort of card because Delve.
This is shocking. Cut this. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. I don't know anything.
All right, so we'll get into now about the cards in Modern Horizons 3 in Limited. So as a reminder, again, this is for drafts or seal and cards that you'll see often. So I'm not going to be talking about the rares or the mythic rares because those are like one in like 15, 16 cards that you'll see. We'll just talk about a couple of these cards that are good, that if you see them in the draft pool and you're playing those colors, probably something that you might want to take a look at, right? So one of the first ones, it's a good boy. It's a dog.
I can see a couple of good boys on here.
Yeah, but this one's not actually a dog. It's an enchantment aura. So it's Dog Umbra, which is a 1 and a white for a flash enchantment aura. It has flash, and it says enchant creature. So it's quite flexible because it says as long as another player controls enchanted creature, it can't attack or block. Otherwise, Dog Umbra has Umbra Armor, and Umbra Armor says if enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage and destroy the aura. So it protects.
It protects.
But also, it also like block the other person from attacking.
Yeah.
So you can do 2 things. So if you're afraid of like an enemy's like big 8 trample Hogak, right? Okay. You can be like, nope, good boy, sit.
Aww.
And it can't attack or block. But if you have a good boy of your own, like a cat or something you want to protect, you can flash it in because someone says destroy target creature. You're like, actually,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's really flexible for just 2 mana. It's got flash as well.
I love that. Fantastic.
For a blue card, we've got Corrupted Shapeshifter. A little scary looking. It's a 3 blue.
Yucky.
It's a 3 blue creature, Eldrazi Shapeshifter with no power of toughness because it's got Devoid. It has no color. As it enters the battlefield, you get to choose whether it's a 3/3 flyer, a 2/5 creature with vigilance, or a 0/12 defender.
Yeah.
So it is everything you need at every single time.
Wow. I have a question.
Yeah.
So I've seen a few like Eldrazi X cards.
Yep.
Oh, like I saw the Eldrazi Angel.
Yes. Yep.
Is that a common thing for it to be an Eldrazi something? Because I feel like up until now I only saw like straight Eldrazi.
Yeah. So the reason that there's like an Eldrazi like fairy, Eldrazi angel, things like that is because again the corruption and the influence from the Eldrazi is so strong on the plane that they, go crazy and just like blah, tentacles. Similar to the Phyrexian Glistening, where it has to touch you.
Yeah.
This one is just like, it's like mental.
Right. Like psychic.
Exactly. So that's why you see Eldrazi Angel. It's because like it's driven them crazy. There's like a drowsy fish. Like there's a bunch of them. But
I want an
see
Eldrazi fish.
I'll show you the Eldrazi fish. It's not in this set, but I'll show you one day. There's also Ethereum Terramander, which is a black card. It's an artifact creature Salamander Drake for a 1/1. It's a 1/1 flyer that can block only creatures with flying, which is fine. The cool thing about it has 6 black, adapt 4, which is put 4 +1/+1 counters on it. It has no counters. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each other artifact you control.
Yeah.
Create a bunch of treasures, create a bunch of food tokens, treasure tokens, play a bunch of artifacts out, pay a single mana. It's now a 5/5 flyer. That's insane. And that's
that's big.
It's big. And like the way you win, draft and seal is evasion, right? You want trample, you want menace, you want things that fly. I think that is like a house in a box, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you say a house in a box?
House in a box. It's like a house. It's like, I don't know.
I've never heard that.
You never heard of a box?
No.
Because I made it up.
It's a new thing.
Yeah, it's a new thing. Kids, I'm hip and jive.
Kids,
and
get your house in a box.
Get your house in a box. We can't afford it. Alrighty. The red card we're talking about today is Galvanic Discharge. It's again a single red for an instant that says choose target creature or planeswalker. You get energy. You get 3 energy, and then you may pay any amount of energy. It deals that much damage to that permanent. So off the bat, it could deal 3 damage.
Yeah.
But you could also pay red mana to just get 3 energy. And then stockpile that for the later turn if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you've got a card that says like pay 8 energy, you win the game or something like that.
Have you seen what's the average cost of an energy ability?
It ranges on like what it does. So there's like pay an energy, create a servo. Pay 2 energy, put a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Pay 5 energy, create a 4/4.
So 3 on the spot for 1
it's really good.
That's really good.
It's really good. So let's say you're playing. I'm assuming like a future modern deck. Like you play turn 1, mountain, go pass the turn. They play whatever. You're like, I'll cast that, get 3 energy.
Yeah.
Next turn, like pay something, and comes down whenever it attacks. Pay energy, it gets that much damage or something like that.
Wow.
I think that's very versatile. And in limited, you want to stockpile energy, and that's very flexible as well. Because let's say it was a creature with 1 toughness, you kill it, and then you have 2 energies left over.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I think Galvanic Discharge, any removal spell in a limited environment, very good.
Cool. Okay.
We've also got another removal spell, which is Horrific Assault. It's a single green for a sorcery. Gnarly, isn't it?
Yeah, he looks cool.
Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. If you control an Eldrazi, you gain 3 life.
Okay.
So what's really good about this one is normally Prey Upon, which is a green spell. It's a single mana and a sorcery as well. It says target creature you control fights another target creature you don't control. That's like the baseline.
Yeah.
But this one says target creature you control deals damage equal. So a fight normally means they would deal damage to each other.
No, it just deals damage.
This one just deals it. So it's just better.
Yeah.
If you control Eldrazi, fine, you gain 3 life. Even if you don't, you still win.
You're still doing that damage. Yeah. Absolutely. I like the next one.
Yeah, you can read this one out.
I was going to say, can I?
Yeah, please.
The next one is Faithful Watchdog. Ooh. It's 1 green and 1 white, a 0/0, doggy with vigilance. Aww. Faithful Watchdog enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. So it starts as a 3/3.
Yeah, I love the flavor text.
Yeah, and he's wearing armor too.
He's faithful. He's
faithful and vigilant.
Yeah. Though its official designation was 3rd Battalion Patrol Hound 7, the soldiers dubbed their new companion Lord Fancy Paws.
Fancy
Paws.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not wearing my glasses. So I'm squinting and putting it right up to my eyes.
I think there's an archetype in green-white actually in this set, which is modified. And again, modified means if it's auras or counters or equipped. And
any kind of modification.
That's instantly modified because it comes with 3/3 counters. And a 2 mana, 3/3 vigilance with counters on it, fantastic. I think that's a great uncommon. Also, it's a doggy.
It's a cool dog.
It's a cool doggy.
Out in a field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're down to our last category today, and it's cards we're excited about that's, got some interesting backstories to it or really weird, but just cards we want to talk about.
Oh, the lore, especially very like Casa wheelhouse. We're being influenced.
I know.
Here.
It's the Casa influence that's going in my brains. I'm going to sprout knowledge. All right. So the first card we're going to talk about from Modern Horizons 3, which I thought was pretty interesting, it's called Serum Visionary. It's a 2-blue creature Vidalcan wizard for a 2/2. It says when Serum Visionary enters the battlefield, draw a card, then scry 2. Seems fine, but it's actually a throwback to a card called Serum Visions, which is a fairly old card, single blue mana for a sorcery that says draw a card, scry 2, which is the exact same effect stapled onto a creature. And it's called Serum Visionary. Serum Vision, Serum Visionary. I thought that's very cool.
I do love that too. Yeah. And it's all right, so that's it there.
Yeah.
Serum Visions.
Serum Visions and Serum Visionary.
That's a cool card.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this next one
a
little bit?
Okay, let me just read the note. I feel like this note came from my brain. It just says, in all caps, ha ha ha, WTF is this?
It's my note, but I think everyone thinks of it when we look at it because what the heck is this thing?
Only the coolest card I've ever seen, for one.
It's Crabomination.
Crabomination. So it's a 6-cost black card. 5/5, emerge from artifact, 5 and 2 black. So you may cast this spell by sacrificing an artifact and paying the emerge cost reduced by that artifact's mana value. So emerge, sorry, I can't wrap my brain around that first part.
Let's say you had like a Panharmonicon, right? That's a 4 mana artifact.
Right.
So if I cast emerge from artifact, I could sacrifice the Panharmonicon and only play 1 black. It's reduced by the cost of the artifact.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
And then when Crabomination enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles the top card of their library, a card at random from their graveyard, and a card at random from their hand. You may cast a spell from among cards exiled this way without paying its mana cost. It's just wild. It's a crabby guy. It's just grabbing.
It's just wild. And look at the art. It's just... Everything about this card is incredible.
It's a crab demon.
It's a crab demon.
I love it.
It's a Crabomination.
I love it. It's not legendary, so I can't use it as a commander.
How cool
That's
is that?
my only gripe. Why can't give me legendary Crabomination?
I think it would be actually such a great commander because it has that emerge from artifact thing.
Yeah.
So you could still make it cheaper. If you sacrifice artifacts. Come on, Wizards. Give us a legendary Crabomination.
Legendary Crabomination. Special edition. Yeah.
We've also got a card that I thought was very funny because of the creature type specifically. It's a Lizard Wizard. It's Party Thrasher, a 1 in the red for a creature Lizard Wizard. It's a 1/4, and it's actually got a pretty good ability. It says non-creature spells you cast from exile have Convoke. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may discard a card. If you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. And then that card, if it's a creature card, you can, Convoke it. But look at what it's doing in the art.
Is he just crashing up? Oh, he's setting a party on fire.
He's a party crasher.
But he's thrashing and the party he's crashing.
Lizzy Wizzy.
Lizzy Wizzy.
This card is the third...
I'm losing my mind.
There are only, with inclusion of this, there are only 3 other Lizard Wizards. In the history of Magic. I'm not going to say what they are, but if you know what they are, comment below.
I need all the Lizard Wizards. The Lizzy Wizzies.
I know one of them is blue-green, so it doesn't go in this. That's but you could make like a blue-green-red one.
That's true.
Yeah.
And there's one more.
The last one I picked because of the flavor text. So this is Trickster's Elk. It's a 2 in a green for a 3/3 enchantment creature elk. It's got one of my favorite mechanics, which is Bestow. It's a 1 in a green for if you cast this spell for its Bestow cost, it's an aura spell with enchant creature. So it's not a creature if you bestow it. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached. enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elf creature with base power and toughness 3/3.
Oh.
This is a throwback because the flavor text says, wait, is that one Dad? Rowan Kenrith to Will. So, in the original Throne of Eldraine story,
Yep.
Rowan and Will's dad, the king, got transformed into an elf by Oko.
I was gonna say.
Because there's a card called Kenrith's Transformation, and it turns something into a 3/3. And it's a 3/3. You can turn something into a 3/3 also.
There it is.
Yeah.
An Elko.
Okay, just daddy.
Yeah. No, I didn't say it. I didn't say it that time.
No, but you were thinking it a little. Your husband.
So our local game store, Plenty of Games, had a ton of leftover posters of Oko from Owls of Thunder Junction.
I thought it was just Oko, but there's actually like...
There will be others because it's like a pack of them.
Yeah.
But the top of them is
It's all
Oko.
Oko.
And so it looks like it's just all Oko posters.
all Oko. It's all
and I was
Oko
like,
everywhere.
I can make a shrine. I could let people know I'm insane. Yeah.
We already know that due to this podcast.
Yeah, but it's putting it on display.
Display for everyone. Well, I think that will bring us to the end of this episode. Is there a specific card that you thought like, yes, I really hate this. No, I love this so much. Like,
I don't like Eldrazi because they're yucky boys.
Yeah.
That might be an uncommon opinion.
because I know a lot of people out there. There's a lot of Eldrazi fanboys and
I'm
girls
not
out
usually much of a black player, but I might have to get into it a bit more to play Crab
there.
Abomination.
Crab Abomination. I think like when I finally built the mono black deck, just to fit in with our friends.
Just to fit in.
Crab Abomination is go inside. It's just so silly.
We all conform to the mono black lifestyle at some point.
All right, but that about wraps it up for today's tonight. I always say today, but like this episode, yeah.
I mean, it's today when people watch it too.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Well, thank you so much to Rex Studios. Thank you much to our editor Casa. Please let us know if there's cards that you're enjoying from Modern Horizons 3, cards that you think will make an impact, cards that you really don't like because they're yucky boys.
Yucky.
But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow Nigel on all his social media.
And the same for Ruby. Please follow all of her everywhere. Please follow the Cozy Magic podcast and Cozy Magic Club everywhere as well. Links all in the description. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yay,
Have a good day.
Eldrazi dance.
No.
That's a wrap.